Hello everyone, this is Marilyn and Gio from Friends Are Family TV. Today we're going to be sharing with you our 4th of July mukbang.
So welcome, and we have a very special guest, and I see that he's hiding. Does anyone recognize who he is? Marilyn? The glasses, please. Da, 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 da. So 4th of July, we have as a special guest, Captain America.
Captain America will be sharing with us tonight, and with all of you.
So basically, we found him at one of the Comic-Cons, and we decided to invite him to our home. So he's been living here for quite a while, by the way.
For a few years.
For a few years. Way before the Captain America films came out.
True.
In the movies.
Very true. True enough.
We also have other people that live in this house.
We'll be sharing. Those will be making their special appearances
as well
along the way in the future.
As well. So, Marilyn, what are we having tonight?
Oh, today, let's see. Let's share. We're having pretty much a typical 4th of July. We're having hot dogs with fixings. We have macaroni salad. We have red skin potato salad. Some sauerkraut, relish, mustard, and ketchup. So that's pretty much what we're gonna have today.
By the way, I brought the firecrackers from work.
True.
But they're going back.
They're on Lent.
Tomorrow.
They've been Lent. They've been Lent
only.
For this mukbang.
Because that display is going to stay there until the end of July.
Okay, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. So, let's.
Okay, you want to start? I do want to just read a couple of things.
Sure, you go ahead. Okay. Absolutely.
This is again my friend who gave me this as I was kind of running through these 4th of July jokes. They're kind of a little lame, but interesting. So I just bought a car flag for Independence Day for just $2. Now I just need to buy a car and I'm all set.
All right.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
What did one American flag say to the other? Nothing. It just waved. What do you get if you cross the first sign of the Declaration of Independence with a rooster? John Hancock a doodle doo.
Oh my God. All right.
I told you. These are for children.
All right.
If you cross the American national bird with Snoopy, what would you get? A bald beagle.
Okay.
What protest did dogs hold in 1773? The Boston Flea Party.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I told you. But there's one here that
I'm making a nice big mess of this.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
well, that's the best. That's the best 4th of July.
That is
if
correct.
It's messy.
That is true. It is.
What were the first Americans like ants? They lived in colonies.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
What did the fuse say to the firecracker? Let's get together and pop it like it's hot.
Okay. All right. That's a little bit better, that one.
Why did Paul Revere ride his horse from Boston to Lexington? Because the horse is just too heavy to carry.
Okay.
What kind of tea did the American colonists want? Liberty.
A lot of that one, in particular.
I mean, that's kind of cool. By the way, did they do anything special at your job?
Not really, no. Just a little bit of lunch, a little bit of a specialty luncheon today, and a few decorations in the office, and that was pretty much it. And bye-bye at the end of the day.
So let me tell you this. 70% of the people were gone, because today is the day before the 4th of July. So 70% of the people were gone from my job. They actually took the entire, the day before 4th of July, the Friday, and Saturday and Sunday.
And the weekend, yes.
Yeah, so we
had kind of a little bit of a ghost crew today in the office as well.
We were a total ghost crew.
Yes, it was a little bit of a ghost crew today. But we're still the ones who were there. We enjoyed ourselves.
This I like. This is a little bit, but you know what? That's the type I like.
Let's be careful.
Okay, one day,
Okay.
the teacher asked the student who signed the Declaration of Independence. And of course, the little kid didn't know. The teacher asked him every day for a week, but still he couldn't give the right answer. Finally, in desperation, she called the boy's father to come and see her. She said to him, "Your boy won't tell me who signed the Declaration of Independence." The father turned and said to his son, "Come here, boy, and sit down." The boy duly did as he was told, and then his dad said to him, "Now, if you signed that stupid thing, just admit it so we can get the hell out of here."
Oh my word. Alrighty.
Schools today.
That's true. That's true. Surprise, surprise.
Why are there no knock-knock jokes about America? Because freedom rings.
Doesn't knock.
Knock, knock.
That was a good one.
What's red, white and blue, and black? Uncle Sam falling down the stairs.
Poor Uncle Sam.
Oh, Independence Day was approaching, and the teacher took the opportunity to teach her class all about patriotism. She said to them, "You know, we live in a great country, and one of the best things about it is that we're all free." At this, a little boy marched up to her from the back of the class, put his hands on his hips and said angrily, "I'm not free, I'm for." Little kids will do that. Who was the biggest joker in George Washington's army? Lafayette.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna do one more, and then we're gonna start eating.
And then we're going to enjoy our victuals.
What did one firecracker say to the other firecracker? "My pop's bigger than your pop." Ta 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 ta. Okay, so let's start on this.
So I already fixed my plate.
Oh,
I
excuse
put
me.
a little relish, a little
This is like so good.
bit of potato salad, a little bit of macaroni salad, and let's.
So I think that tomorrow, I think it would be nice to just go out to the beach, because tomorrow's a free day.
And we may head down to the beach. Usually the beaches, even on the weekend after the 4th, they'll have a little bit at nights. They'll have a few fireworks, and a lot of the time now in the summer they have bands. So it's kind of fun to linger after the sun goes down a little bit, and enjoy the fun times with the bands.
This is really good.
And at the beach. And the beach at night looks absolutely nothing like during the daytime.
There are several beaches that are near us. Among them, Seaside Heights, which is great. They always have celebrations all week.
They have a lot of activities. The beaches have a lot of activities now.
So not just for the 4th, but for the rest of the week.
Correct. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They have a
They
lot.
kind of capture the fact that a lot of people stay in town, like us. And
No, and a lot of people go on vacation.
well, that's
during
true.
this time. So the kids, they have activities for the kids. They have activities for the grown-ups after the sun goes down, and a lot of concerts. So we enjoy that during the summer. I am going to take my hat off.
Okay.
So let me put that off to the side. Maybe Mr. Captain America wants to wear it on top of his hood. I
think I'm going to take mine off
I
too.
don't think so.
This is kind of a cool hat. I don't know. I think we bought this in Pennsylvania
I think so.
on another 4th of July.
Correct. Yes, we
This
did.
is supposed to be a hat from someone who drives a carriage back in the 1800s. Yours is just plastic.
Thank
From
you.
the now defunct Toys R Us.
Thank you. But it does have glitter.
It does have glitter.
It has a little bit of glitter. It's a little bit banged up, but it has glitter. Okay.
So this is kind of a cool hat. I'm going to leave it here. Talking about Toys R Us, that was pitiful. Really what happened, that they kind of went broke.
Yes, yes.
My God, I thought that would never happen. Do you have any?
A lot of companies
Mhm.
are going on the web they're actually closing their storefronts, their stores, and what they call the brick and mortar, and they're going just basically doing business from the web, because it's much more economic for them. They don't have to pay salaries, benefits to people, so a lot of them are just going on the web. And the web has a lot of traffic today, and companies are easy to get at, and there's a lot of competition on the web. You actually don't have to physically drive to a building to look for, to hand in your coupon and to look for merchandise. So it's so much easier sitting from home, even after work.
I know that you'd rather have that option.
To surf the web. What? Right.
But I have to play devil's advocate because I'd rather go to the stores.
I like to go to some stores myself because it's the fun of going in and looking through
and touching things and looking at
the
things.
actual merchandise, which is the equivalent of we enjoy
Macaroni salad's great.
It's very good actually. We enjoy going to antique shops and antiques and antique fairs. So it's kind of the equivalent of doing that. You go and you browse to your heart's content. So the brick and mortar, and there are a lot of, people think that the malls are going away. The malls are not going anywhere.
No.
The malls are here to stay. A lot of people visit the malls on the weekends.
And during the week.
And during the week, even after work. A lot of the teens go to movies. Parents just drop them off and then they pick them up after the movie. So malls are not going to go anywhere, and they're adding a lot of pop-up stores and seasonal stores.
Oh, the screamer.
Oh yes, she got a little startled. So there are still a lot of stores to visit. And they're not about to go anywhere.
What's happening in our area is that they're building new buildings. They're tearing down old ones and building new ones. And now they're building the first floor of all those new buildings have stores in them.
Yes, they do.
So, and they're giving, you've seen the special condominiums that they're building near us. But they kind of look like it's like a Main Street USA type deal.
Yes.
Because this is what people are asking for.
Yes, they are.
They want to be able to live in a condo, especially those have views of Manhattan. And that's like incredible. So this is like a new trend that we're seeing.
In this area we are.
Yeah.
There's a lot of building going on. A lot of them have the look of the Main Street USA look. Although they provide parking for every single tenant, and they also have, usually the first floor is for commercial use. So people who live in, and it's usually a complex like place. They're doing they landscape it to look like a little bit like that flavor of the homey Main Street. That people, like he said, people are actually asking for that type of setup. It's the best of both worlds. It's the best of the technology and everything that we have today, and wonderful, great, really fast communication and information, with the feel of that small town home Main Street USA.
They're also like kind of giving the towns a little 50s vibe. That harken back to the old Woolworth store and all those images of the 50s and of mom and pop and and what is the new family, because basically today in this area especially we have people from all over the world that come to New York, to study, to work. So having a Main Street kind of allows people to mix and to meet each other and to make it for a nice community basically. So I think that this is why condominium makers in our area specifically, and this is a very international area, because of the
because
pull
we're
of Manhattan.
so close to New York,
Yeah, we're
New
like
York City.
to New
Correct.
York City. That what happens is that Main Street USA is needed because it had been disappearing. They had been doing a lot of towers, but then like no specific mini stores where you could meet people. Look at all the cafes that have sprung up. When we go to some of the cafes in our area now, it kind of reminds you of when we're in Europe. You know that
that's true.
cafes in Europe are seen everywhere.
That's true.
And now, for the first time, when we walk down some streets here, I feel that we're, in Spain or in France.
That's true. They pull out, even if they have a small strip of sidewalk, they will take half of that strip. Will leave a little sliver for people to walk
tables
back and forth. But they will put a table, even if it's a very small table with 2 chairs, they'll put several of them, and people just flock to those tables. They're also, what I like, that they also have been doing already for a few years, but now more, is that a lot of these places are now pet friendly. Again, because people want to have pet companionship. And before you couldn't, take your dog anywhere. Dogs were not allowed. But now a lot of these places will actually allow you to sit down. Some of them will allow you inside with the pet, as long as you have a harness and it's a pet, that behaves well. But a lot of them outside, I see people sitting, and I see the little dog or the big dog sitting either under the table or next to them, and people just stopping. So it makes, a lot of people who walk by will stop, because again, a pet it kind of opens that communication with between people, between human beings. And a lot of people will stop and ask about the dog and where did you get it, and a conversation starts, and it kind of makes for a nice, friendlier way of living for all of us. So personally, I really enjoy it, and people enjoy taking their pets and being with their pets, having a little bit of let's say outdoor time even after they get home from work, because these pets stay at home and they're alone the entire day. So it's kind of nice that a lot of these stores are allowing the people just to sit down and relax and chill.
But it's not only pets, because today, ever since they passed that resolution in New York, where people that had, for example, physical illnesses or mental illnesses could have a pet companion as long as their doctor approved it. Also, they have to allow pet companions into all the businesses, basically, just so that you kind of know. And that's kind of new.
That's new.
So we are going to have like this explosion of people, because it was only the blind really at one point who was allowed to bring pets into places because they needed them.
Right.
But now it's also the businesses and the new buildings are catering to pets, and now pet companions, which is a whole new designation that we see in the tri-state area and possibly in other parts of the United States.
I'm sure it's a
has come into being, and that's also opened up the field for pets into many stores, and it also into many cafes. Especially, I mean, the outdoor cafes there, it's a no-brainer. But especially into stores. The only place where you don't see, the pet companions is at the very high-end stores, because it has something to do with if they shed or something. I don't quite understand it, but maybe that will change eventually.
Some stores will not allow them. They'll actually have signs reading.
Really, they actually have signs against pet companions?
Yeah, they have signs that they only allow, for those pets, like a dog that is helping a blind person.
Oh, really? So they're not. So some stores, but you're talking about the high-end stores more.
No, I'm talking about a lot of even the other stores.
Well, I think that
people take liberties. I mean, we've seen, for example, a lot of people have very small pets, so they'll take, their little doggy, or even I've seen even little cats, smaller cats. I've seen them in the supermarket, in the aisles.
Oh, wait a minute! Didn't you have someone who worked with you?
Yes, we have someone. Yes, we have someone where I work, she has a very small dog, a Pomeranian. They're very small, and it's a very quiet little dog, very friendly. It's an older dog already.
What's her name?
But she goes.
What's the name of the dog?
She goes to work every day.
What's the name of the dog? Do you remember?
Not at the moment, no, I don't.
Okay. So she basically takes it to work.
Every day.
Okay.
Every day.
That's kind of
Chloe.
cool. Chloe, that's a pretty
Chloe goes
name.
to work every single day. She's another little employee, and in the winter she brings her coats, and for holidays she gets dressed up, and she's a loving little thing. Stays under the desk the entire day. You don't hear a peep, and it's a wonderful thing that even job sites are allowing you to take your pets. Some of them will allow them like on a Friday type thing, on a casual Friday, but a lot of places will actually allow you to take pets on your pet on a daily basis. Again, as long as it's, I'm assuming that you have to show that it's vaccinated and it's a well-behaved pet.
Right.
I applaud it. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's a great thing. It makes for a more humane way of, interaction, and it makes for a nicer overall feel in your day-to-day work.
I was really hungry.
Yeah, I see.
Oh my God.
I see your work. I see.
So I told you we were only a couple of people at work today, and yet it was busy.
That usually happens. Some people will leave.
Traffic was terrible today too, which is incredible considering that 70% of the people are not here. We're back with 4th of July cocktails.
Yes, we cleaned up the food. The hot dogs are gone. The fixings are gone, and now we have a little bit of a little different setup now.
So this is Hypnotique liqueur. It's really cool. It's like a very light green type of drink, and it's great.
And tell them what it is. What it's
yeah, it's actually made up of let me see, a refreshing blend of premium French vodka, infused natural fruits, flowers, and a touch of cognac. It's a product of France.
And this is Hypnotique, which one? Because the other one is also Hypnotique.
This is Harmonie.
Harmonie. Okay.
Harmonie liqueur.
Liqueur. Okay. And then we also.
Which is yours?
No, I'm gonna have a little bit of the Sutter.
Well, what is it that you're having?
We also have Grand Marnier liqueur, which is cognac, and orange liqueur is also French. But this we use to make when we make the Cosmopolitans.
Yes,
when we
that's
make
true.
Cosmopolitans.
That's a key ingredient.
This is a key ingredient with
for the Cosmopolitans.
The vodka. So this.
No.
Ooh, that's nice. And we're also going to. We also have here a bottle of the Sutter Home Moscato, which is a sweet wine. Personally, I like sweet wines, so I'm gonna have a little bit of that.
So I'm just gonna read this. This is kind of fun, and this is just for the 4th of July. These
Some
are
fun facts, right?
these are like very 10 things you didn't know about 4th of July. The Declaration of Independence wasn't signed on July 4th or in July at all.
No.
Nope. No such scene with all the delegates present ever occurred at Philadelphia. That's that famous painting with the signing of the independence.
Oh, so that was wishful thinking.
Yeah.
So it was a glorified view of what the day would have been like.
The first celebrations, number 2 is the first celebrations were much different than today's. The evening was closed with the ringing of bells, and at night there was a grand exhibition of fireworks, which began and concluded with 13 rockets on the commons because of the 13 colonies, and the city was beautifully illuminated. Everything was conducted with the greatest order and decorum, and the face of joy and gladness was universal. That's one of the writers of the era writing that in the local
That's
newspaper.
wonderful. And we still use the fireworks. So there's still...
Absolutely. Number 3, eating salmon on the 4th of July is a tradition in New England.
Salmon on the 4th.
Yes. Number 4, Massachusetts was the first state to recognize the holiday. It says they recognized the 4th as an official holiday on July the 3rd, 1781. Remember, they signed it in 1776, making it the first state to do so. The oldest annual 4th of July celebration is held in Bristol, Rhode Island. 85 years before the 4th of July was even recognized as a federal holiday, one tradition began that continues to today. Billed as America's oldest 4th of July celebration, the town of Bristol, Rhode Island, has been doing Independence Day right since 1785.
Wow.
Number 6, the shortest 4th of July parade in Aptos, California. From the oldest to the shortest, the 4th of July in Aptos, California is just a hair over half a mile long, taking up to city blocks and measuring just 0.6 miles.
Wow.
This brief bit of patriotism features antique cars, decorated trucks, and plenty of walkers. Number 7.
Which goes to show that you don't have to go miles and miles and miles
No,
to have
in your
interesting
backyard.
items. Right.
It's in your backyard, Dorothy.
That is true. Yes. No place like home.
No place like home. Click your heels. There are around 15,000 Independence Day fireworks celebration every year. According to the American Pyrotechnics Association, around 15,000 fireworks display will take place for the 4th of July holiday. Though pricing varies, most small towns spend anywhere between $8,000 to $15,000 for a fireworks display.
Wow.
Which larger cities going into the millions, like the Boston Pops Fireworks Spectacular, that averages more than 2 million.
Ooh.
8, will eat an obscene amount of hot dogs. Around 150 million to be more specific. That's how many hot dogs will be consumed by Americans on the 4th of July.
We ate our share today.
We ate 4 of them, plus we have some left.
Correct. But
Number 9, and we'll spend billions on food. Americans will spend big on food and drinks this 4th. Big to the tune of around 6.7 billion when all is said and done, according to the National Retail Federation. Then comes the booze. According to the Beer Institute, more beer is sold on or around the 4th of July holiday than during any other time throughout the year.
Really?
Generally, Americans spend around 1 billion on beer for their 4th celebrations and more than 560 million on wine.
Let's go out for beer tomorrow.
Absolutely. 10. 3 presidents have died and 1 was born on the 4th of July. You probably know that both Thomas Jefferson and John Adams died on July the 4th, 50 years to the day after the Declaration of Independence was adopted. They're not the only presidents who have died on the 4th. James Monroe, the nation's 5th president, died just a few years later on July the 4th, 1831. The country's 30th commander-in-chief, Calvin Coolidge, was born on July 4th, 1872. So those are just some fun facts on July the 4th. Okay. Oh, these are the ones I was also looking at earlier today. You see, this is the list. This list is great. Only John Hancock actually signed the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. Everyone else signed later. The Declaration of Independence was signed by 56 men from the 13 colonies. The average age of the signer of the Declaration was age 45. Benjamin Franklin being the oldest at 70, and Thomas Jefferson the youngest at age 33. 1 out of 8 signers of the Declaration of Independence were educated in Harvard.
1 out of 8?
1 out of 8, yeah. The only 2 signers of the Declaration of Independence who later served as president were John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Mm-hmm. The stars on the original American flag were in the circle, and there were 13 stars for 13 colonies. That was the first flag. The first Independence Day celebration took place in Philadelphia on July 8, 1776, with the ringing of the Liberty Bell summoning the people. The White House had held its first 4th of July party in 1801. President John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe all died on the 4th, as I said previously. Benjamin Franklin, by the way, proposed the turkey as the national bird, but was overruled by John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, who recommended the bald eagle. Yes. Let's drink to that. In 1776, there were 2.5 million people living in the new nation. Today, the population of the U.S. is 316 million. I think that deserves a drink.
We'll drink to that.
The most common patriotic sounding word used within places named in Union is 136. Pennsylvania has 33. Other words commonly used in place names are Washington, Franklin, Jackson, and Lincoln.
So it's basically names or last names of presidents, right?
In 2012, vast majority of imported U.S. flags were made in China. Barbecue is also big on Independence Day. Approximately 150 million hot dogs and 700 million pounds of chicken are consumed on that day.
Oof.
Wow. Every 4th of July, the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia is tapped, not actually rung, 13 times in honor of the original 13 colonies. Remember that the Liberty Bell is the one that has the crack on one side of it. So one of the things that I had wanted to talk about is for people that are coming to the city as tourists, can you talk a little bit about, because you kind of worked in that area, about the place where you get tickets for free? Not for free,
Not
I'm
for
sorry,
free, at a
but
discount.
really discounted.
Yeah,
We're
for
talking
free,
like
no such thing
75,
as
80%. No, we're talking that would be mugging
about
50,
someone. About 50 to 7, anywhere between 50 to 75% you can get the tickets.
Okay, and so where would you get that? Can you disclose that?
Yes.
Can you whisper it?
Yes, I can. That's in the the booth is actually in.
Is it on 44th or 46th
No,
Street?
46 and 7th.
Okay.
Between 46 and 47th, and it's right on 7th Avenue.
Wow.
It's in where they drop the ball.
Times Square.
In Times Square. So it's right in Times Square. It's in a street that actually looks like a triangle. So it's on the wider side of the triangle, and it's called the area where the tickets are sold. It's TKTS. So it's tickets, and you just have to stand online. You'll see the crowds of people just standing there. Wednesdays is the matinee, so Wednesdays people go and they can see a show between $40 to $50, a seat that's like $100 to $150. So Wednesday is a big Broadway day. But for tourists who you come in and you can go any day of the week, then if you go to this window, you can see a show that same day for a very low price, and you have a very good seat.
So for that explanation.
And in that area, that particular area, yes, I know we're gonna drink to that, but in that particular area, a lot of the Broadway shows are within that area. They're within the 42nd to 49th to 50th, 51st Street. So it's all between Broadway, 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue. So all the theaters are in that area. So you can just, if you want to see even 2 shows in one day, you can, if you can get
I think
the
that deserves a sip.
Yes, for sure. There we go.
Sip. That was a very long explanation. That deserves 2 sips.
Okay.
Take another one.
Yes, let me take a little more Moscato. Okay.
I love Phantom of the Opera. That was incredible.
Oh my God, has been on Broadway for
Ever.
Anywhere between 30 to 35 years. It's the longest for sure running show right now on Broadway.
And Lloyd Webber, of course, that's one of his musicals.
He's such a genius.
He has Cats, Sunset Boulevard,
and on and on and on.
And on and on and on.
He
dominates musical theater.
He
basically
goes from one to the next, and it's he lives in a castle.
He lives in a castle in England.
A castle in England. So, but he's a genius. He's just, I mean, the man is a genius.
By the way, now they have a new show at the Met. Remember that we went to see the one with
The Catholic.
Right, Fashion and the Catholic Imagination. But now they have another show. Do you remember the name of it?
The one
that is based upon that
the pink carpet, the walk on the
pink carpet camp.
It's camp, and I think it's on. They have a the exhibition. I think runs until sometime in September. I think it runs, but it's about camp, and camp is basically a style of clothing, and wearing of that. You know, the style of wearing that clothes.
It's exorbitant. It's over the edge.
That clothing.
Over the top.
And it's
crazy looking.
It's anything that's over the edge, very colorful, and then the movements are very
exaggerated.
Exaggerated, exactly.
So Lady Gaga was the one who was the first one on the runway at the Met.
Yes.
And she wore this huge voluminous red dress that it was kind of gathered and carried by 6 or 7 men.
It was like a coat-like item.
Well, they were trying to pass it off as a dress.
Right.
Then later you find out that she actually has one dress after another, after another, after another. So she actually walked up and down, a total of 4 times, and then she ended up with a lost leg.
But not only walking, she
did a show.
She did a whole show, going up the steps and posing.
That was like so cool.
And voguing and so on and so forth. An extremely talented young lady. She acts, she sings, she's an all-round talented lady.
I think we need to take a sip to Lady Gaga.
Yes, let's do that. Thank you.
To Lady Gaga. You go ahead, you have it. You have yours at home. Don't let us deprive you. Once we can teleport some of this, we will.
And some of this too. It's very good actually.
But our teleportation is down now.
Right, exactly. So we'll be going to see that, and hopefully we'll be able to show
before it goes off.
Right, I think it's on until September, but I'm not sure. We have to check.
That's like such a short time.
They don't run it for long. They usually is between 3 to 4 months, and then they take it away.
Basically, the Met Ball has to do with raising money for the Fashion Institute. Yeah. So as you can imagine, the people who first see the exhibit is actually the contributors who went to the show at the Met that night, and they paid quite hefty prices per place setting.
Yes, they do.
And how much is per place setting?
I think that the tables are made up of like 8 or 10.
Right, but each place setting is around 75.
It's in the thousands.
Yeah.
It's in the thousands, and some people will buy like a whole table.
Yeah, like Donatella bought 6.
And then they'll give tickets to very lucky. Let's say
like she gave it to the Jenner girls, basically.
Right. Last year was it, or the year before?
Yeah, well, both years. Last year and this year.
Right.
They've been sitting with Donatella, because they always wear Versace. So that was kind of cool. And then, as a special encore, who was the presenter? No, who was the main attraction?
Well, the main attraction this year was Lady Gaga.
She was Lady Gaga, but I'm talking about the after party.
Oh, yes,
the main attraction who was
Cher.
Cher. Yes.
Cher gave after they do the show.
People change the second time.
Stairs and everything else.
So the clothing that you're seeing on the red carpet is only what they wear for the red carpet.
And
then they switch into a second set
of. The carpet wasn't red; it was pink.
It was pink, yeah.
It was kind of criticized, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was.
It was kind of cool. It was
part
different.
of camp. It's part of camps. It was a pink carpet instead of. It had to be something special, something different. But then after that exhibition, and everybody goes and everybody exhibits their outfits, and they say who the designer is, and so on and so forth. Designers also parade during this time. Then they have an after party, and this year Cher was the one who gave a concert. Who was the main act? Right, she was the main act.
She was the main act.
Concert. So I think that people were really thrilled.
They weren't expecting her to be there, number one.
And she looked great.
She looks 40.
The pictures that they showed.
She is 74, she looks 35.
She has truly turned back time. I think that is her.
That's her anthem.
That's her anthem, correct?
We've seen
Yes.
her very close up,
Yes.
and she looks 35 to 40.
Yes, that's
It is incredible.
right now. I mean, right now I think she's looking more like 45. She's looking more. When we saw her, she was a little bit younger.
Don't be a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just saying. I'm just
I mean,
saying.
you're turning into a hater
Because
already.
she is 70, right? 70
But when
something,
she
early-
puts
early
on that
70s.
turn back time outfit with all the
Oh, no, she
cutouts
looks
and she
please.
struts across the stage, there we can see her right there.
No, she looks,
and you see her face.
she looks fabulous.
She looks
fabulous.
35.
Plus, she doesn't dub in her concerts
Never.
either. She sings live. She, in our opinion, she sings today much better than
when she was
sang
young.
ever. So she's truly amazing, and I think she deserves
A sip
a sip
to share.
to share.
And the 4th of July.
And to the 4th of July.
But everybody was going crazy at that party. And people actually dress up better at the party, I think.
Yeah, they still dress up.
You know,
It's
because
not like
before
they go
it was
back
camp,
and
so-
put on jeans and a
Right.
pair of shorts.
No.
No. They're dressed
But
up.
before it was camp, so the outfits are kind of outrageous. I mean, not
Correct.
something that you would wear every day. But now when they go to the after party is actually nicely
Right,
dressed
it's a
people.
little bit. It's like it's almost like a black tie type of outfits that people take. So
Oh, my friend Luisa, I just remembered. She went to see J-Lo tonight.
oh,
She had tickets for
yes,
J-Lo. She told
really?
everybody, yeah.
So J-Lo's in town.
J-Lo's in Manhattan.
Oh, because she was in Vegas not long ago.
No, but she's here.
Oh, okay.
You know that these people go to Vegas and they come to New York because in New York they make tons of money.
And then they start touring or
Whenever they have a break in Vegas, they come here.
yeah, that's true.
And then they go back to Vegas. It's incredible
Yes.
what money will do.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Take a sip.
To J-Lo.
Today, J-Lo. It's incredible. I mean, and then there was this other guy from my job. He just came back from London, and him and his wife spent, I think it was like 10 days in London, he said, and they saw 12 plays within 10 days.
Wow.
Never mind that maybe the first day they just crashed.
Right.
Yeah, because you know that plane flight is
They
terrible.
may have
It's
seen
horrible.
two or three plays in one day at some point.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
But you know the currency exchange right now, he said that it was favoring, you know, the dollar. So
Really?
yeah,
Because the sterling pound has always been at least $2 to one sterling.
I like the shuttle. There is a shuttle between
Well, I think
England and France called the channel.
it's not a shuttle. It's an underground.
It's an underground.
It's an underground train. It's a fast train that they built between England and the continent. So you can actually go from.
How long did
London-
it take us? Was it 4 hours or 5 hours?
I think it was 4 hours.
4
I
hours.
think it was 4 hours at that time, and we actually did it. I think it was less than that.
I think it was like 3.5.
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
less than that because we actually did round trip in the same day. We
Yeah.
didn't sleep in Paris.
No,
It was London to Paris, and
no,
then
we
Paris,
went just to
and then
we went just
Paris
to see La
London.
Louvre this time.
Right, we just went to see La Louvre, the Louvre,
To eat
the
there,
Louvre
and then we went
Museum.
back to London.
And then we took a city tour through the streets of Paris. You know, major sites.
What you
only.
always do.
And then we just got on the train.
Oh my God,
again
we do it
and
in
went
New
back
York.
to,
Why wouldn't we do it there?
That's also true.
That's
true.
So that was kind of fun.
So that was it was a quick trip, but it was a fun trip, and it was different because you're actually traveling.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, you're traveling underwater. This is in the ocean that you're traveling in.
Right.
So it's in the channel. So it's
That's kind of
the idea of it.
Yeah, the
I
idea is
think
kind of
we
scary
were a
when you
little-
think about
we were
it.
a little scared to do it, but we said just let's go for it and let's
Well,
do
it's
it.
been in operation for years now.
Yeah, for years, right? It was an operation for
please.
years when we took it, and now since
And the French
then
really
to now.
know well how to run their transportation
Yeah,
systems.
they do. Yeah, and so do
So,
the English. It's very
Yeah, the
common
British
there.
are. Yeah, that's true. Everybody takes trains to go to the
To go
hamlets and
everywhere.
villages.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
in England.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, I think that we have to go see camp.
We are.
And also, I already got tickets for DragCon.
Okay, good.
So I bought them already.
Good,
So
good.
we're set to go in September.
Good. So those are gonna be two viewings that we will be sharing with you, and hopefully you will enjoy them. I know we will. So hopefully you'll enjoy them as much. We'll try to make them as fun as possible and capture as many unique moments, let's say, as possible, and fun moments.
But you know, that's the very heart of CAP. Do you think?
Well,
So,
we'll try. We
how
can
can it
only
not
try.
be fun?
Exactly.
So as you see, Captain America also wishes you a happy 4th of July.
And he has stuck around for the whole thing,
Which
so
is really great,
he's
'cause
he's put up with us.
He usually likes to leave and we turn around and he's gone.
Right. So he stuck around today.
And then one of our vehicles is missing.
Because he knows that this is a very important holiday for America. So
And that's why he decided to be here, by the way.
right, so he's hanging around.
Very patriotic.
And so with, I don't know if you have anything else that you want to discuss.
I don't know, we talked about Broadway because I wanted you to kind of give that information.
Right.
That was kind of important. And I got to do that my little list, which I'm glad.
Right.
Because, you know, this is 4th of July after all.
Right.
So let's wish everyone.
So we wish you a happy 4th of July.
Filled with much health.
Correct. And we wish you all wonderful things. Enjoy the day, whether it's sunny or rainy, it doesn't matter. It's one day of your life, so enjoy it. We'd like to also say God bless you, God bless your families, your loved ones, and God bless America.
And for those of you that are alone today, we're here with you as well.
Correct. We're here.
Okay, so you're not
and
alone.
we will be back. So we're not going anywhere. So we'll be back.
So just really enjoy your 4th of July.
Enjoy your 4th of July.
Okay, from all of us.
Until next time, take care of yourselves, be kind, and be good to each other. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.